da 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 da. Da 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 da. Wish you the worst. Da 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 da.
Hello, good morning, engineers. Kumusta? Ha? Yan, okay, naririnig akong mabuti. Sige. So let's start because I would like to discuss more or yung time natin would be para din sa sa yung final exam. Ayan, final exam requirement. So itong part 3 of module 5, still communication for work purposes, but this time ito naman is yan, ito yung topic, physical virtual meetings and yung etiquette, preparing correspondence via print or email or letters and email images, messages rather, with netiquette. So, ano yung benefit pag virtual meeting? So, pag ibig sabihin lang ng virtual meeting, we will be using yung online uh, application, di ba? Yung ating gadgets, either laptop or mobile or kung meron kang tablet, yeah, pwedeng gamitin for virtual meeting. Pero ang tablet, pwede bang may camera ba ang tablet? Ay, meron naman yata. I think, oo, ang tablet din. Kasi pag virtual meeting, if you are part of an organization, isa ka ng empleyado ng organization at your meetings are usually online kasi mas matipid nga siya, yan. It saves time and energy, it is inexpensive, lalo na kung yung inyong company na where you will be working for ay may hybrid. 'Di ba? May two days ka lang sa papasok sa office and then the 3 days nasa bahay ka. Okay? So, pagka gano'n, di, mas malaking tipid. Hindi ka mamamasahe or if you are driving a vehicle, walang gasto sa gasolina. Ayan, hindi ba? O kaya hindi ka rin magmamadali. Lalo na, for example, your meeting is at 8 o'clock. Yung bahay mo, it's about 30 to 45 minutes by public transportation. So you have to wake up early. Kung ikaw ay if you packed your lunch, so magluluto ka pa, yung para sa baon mo. And you really have to be in
Wish
the
you the
office
worst thing about you
before
is your ego.
yung time nyo, yung official time, plus yun nga, yung first hour mo sa office is meeting. Okay, face-to-face meeting. So, yung benefit ng isang or advantage ng virtual meeting nasa comfort of your homes ka, but ang isang downside naman nito is yung internet connectivity. Sometimes it is down, di ba? O kaya biglang nawalan ng kuryente. Ayan. Okay. So, yun yung downside ng virtual meeting. Another downside is kahit siya ay open camera, sorry ha kung hindi ako makapag-open ng camera because yung internet connectivity dito sa BSU ay kind of unstable ngayon. Ayan. So, para lang makatulong ba sa makabawas yan, sa bandwidth. Okay? So, yung isa pang downside is in a virtual meeting, so of course, open camera yan. Always. If you're part of the organization, lagi yan, open camera. Kasi, kumbaga, yun na lang yung time to have that meeting about a project, about the business, about yung mga responsibilities or task na dapat nyong pag-usapan. So, open camera, um, and hindi mo masyadong makikita o hindi mo na masyadong mapapansin ay yung non-verbal cues ng iyong mga kausap. O limited, kumbaga yung view mo of the person or people that you're talking with. Okay? So, unlike pagkakaharap mo sila, di ba? Mas freer yung inyong yung inyong conversation, mas madali kayong magkaunawaan. At kasi nga pagka virtual meeting, ano siya yung wait lang ha, excuse me. Ayan, okay. So, yun nga, yung downside, hindi, there would be some siguro issues. Pag may issues sa internet connectivity, yung hindi kayo masyado makarinig, hindi ka marinig, or kung maririnig mo sila, hindi putol-putol. Yeah? Or yun din, yung kausap mo, yun nga, minsan malabo ang camera. So, yung non-verbal cues, facial expression, yung gestures, yung body language, hindi mo na masyadong mapapansin yun because you are concentrated on what is being talked about. Whereas, kapag ka face-to-face ang inyong meeting, ito naman yung maganda, kapag ka face-to-face, mas ang communication mas maliwanag, mas clearer sa bawat isa. Yun nga, misunderstandings are less likely to happen dahil nga naiintindihan mong mabuti kasama, di ba, when we are conversing with somebody face to face, ay nakikita agad natin, mas naiintindihan. Yan, mas naiintindihan ang pinag-uusapan kapag nakikita natin yung tao na ating kausap. Okay, ang isang downside ng face to face ay di kailangan mong to be on time. Yeah? Kung meeting ay 8 o'clock, then you really have to leave unless na walking distance lang ang office mo from your home. O ay di swerte mo, hindi ba? Pero kung babiyahe ka pa, then you really have to allot a time. Meron kang time para mag-prepare sa iyong sarili, and then yung transport mo from your place to your office. Ayun, ang isa sa downside. Ang isa pang downside ng face-to-face meeting is sometimes in an organization, merong mga meeting rooms. Yan, merong mga meeting rooms. So, paano kung fully booked ang meeting rooms? Usually, meeting rooms 3 hanggang 4. Merong isang malaking meeting room, merong smaller meeting rooms. Paano kailangan mo nang mag-meeting with from representative from other departments? Kailangan mo na silang i-meet. May urgent na pinapagawa ang presidente ng kumpanya. Alright? So, ikaw ang naatasan, mag-send ka ng meeting invite. So, yun yung maganda sa virtual meeting. So, you'll just send the link para sa meeting, at i-click, yun na lang ang i-click ng iyong mga kasama sa trabaho. Kunwari, ibang department sila, malayo din naman sa'yo. So, sa iyong cubicle, sa table mo, so you can have that meeting na wala nang kailangang physical na room or meeting room para doon kayo mag-meet. Pero nga, yung isa, ang maganda naman sa face-to-face meeting, yung feedback, mas madali mong marireceive ka agad. Can establish stronger relationship, yeah, create better teamwork, and people can understand each other very well pagka face-to-face. So, please watch this. Yung mga tips na ibibigay ni Miss Adriana ay hindi lang para sa yung if you're already part of an organization, but yung tips niya rito is you can apply sa mock job interview. Okay?
In a lot of virtual meetings and wondering how you can make them more effective? Well, by the end of this video, I'm going to give you my top tips on virtual meeting etiquette so that your meetings can be more productive. And if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I'm going to give you my Master Hacks productivity checklist to boost your productivity. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. For the best career and project management advice, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button, and a brand new video is going to come to you every Wednesday. I have facilitated and participated in countless virtual meetings. And let me tell you, I have seen people make some common mistakes over and over again. And what I want to share with you is some virtual meeting etiquette that's going to make your meeting more productive and really just help everybody out on that particular call. Okay, lights, camera, action. This is the stuff we're going to be talking about, plus some other cool things. So if you're excited, like this video and let's get to it. Lights. Lighting is everything when it comes to a virtual call. It is really important that you have lights on. Why? Because my assumption is you have video on. You know how important it is for people to see you. So if you're sitting in a dark room, guess what? You're probably going to be dark too. So wherever you are with your meeting, make sure lights are on. Better yet, make sure you have natural light, because I promise you, it even makes you look better. And if you do have natural light, face
aking nabanggit kanina, di ay buhay sa BSU, the National Engineering University. Okay, ayan. So, asan na ba tayo? Okay. So, nakikita niyo ba ulit yung ano? Isa-summarize ko na lang yung kay Miss Adriana. When attending a virtual meeting etiquette, virtual meeting or online meeting, you have to make sure nakikita ka. Okay, ang kanyang suggestion, you face yung natural light. Kung merong bintana sa iyong kwarto, doon ka humarap. O yun yung kanyang para mas maliwanag, mas makikita ka, hindi madilim ang itsura mo. Ayan, okay? If possible, face natural light. O kaya kung wala talaga, hindi buksan ang turn on all the lights in the room. Ayan, para magliwanag ang iyong mukha. Number 2 is yung camera angle. So it has to be you are looking directly at the camera. Hindi pa baba ang tingin. Dapat directly looking at the camera, hindi ang nakikita yung butas ng ilong mo. Okay? So, kung ang camera ng inyong laptop ay nasa malapit sa keyboard, baka pwedeng manghiram ka ng external camera para malagay mo dito sa ibabaw ng monitor. Okay, that is also important. So, kailangan nga you find a place. You find a place na quiet, maminimize ang noise, yung uncontrollable noises sa inyong kapaligiran. Una, yung kung may pets kayo, kung may construction nangyayari malapit sa bahay nyo, yung tunog ng mga sasakyan. Yeah, so those are uncontrollable. Hindi mo kayang pigilan yung mga yon. Okay, ang pwede mong pigilan or makontrol is yung mga tao sa bahay or kasama mo sa bahay or sa roommates. Okay, pwede mo silang sabihan, excuse me, itong ganitong oras meron akong meeting. Okay, so kung pwede, minimize natin yung noise or pwede walang noise or kung meron silang gagawin, pag-iingay, lumayo. Yeah, lumayo sa'yo. Okay? So, yun yung sinasabi ni Miss Adriana. And when you're attending a virtual meeting, dahil nga siya open ang camera, you have to look professional as well as your background. You have to look professional. Okay, yung suot mo, so kahit nasa bahay ka, because you are an employee of that organization, ikaw ay pina-attend ng meeting, di kailangan namang you are decent enough, hindi nakapambahay. Okay, when attending a virtual, pwede siguro yung shirt with collar, so kailangang itsurang na-plancha naman ang sinuot na damit, nakapagsukulay, something like that. Hindi yung a-attend kayo yung mumukat-mukat, nagtatanggal pa ng muta sa mata, ay wag naman gayon. Because you are an engineer, you are a professional, so haharap ka sa iyong mga kapwa engineers, okay, colleagues at work. Ayan, okay? Also, ano pa ba? Your attire should be work or school appropriate, be an active listener, so kaya ka in-invite doon sa meeting, you are, meron kang participation. Kailangan yung presensya mo doon. So, hihingan ka either ng idea or update on what you are working on. Ayan. So, makikinig ka rin kung doon naman sa nag-a-update ng kanilang mga projects. So, if you are not the person, hindi pa ikaw ang magsasalita, then you mute your microphone. So, i-unmute mo lang siya pag ikaw na. So, kasi kung hindi naka-mute ang iyong phone, katulad nyo, pag ang isa sa inyo ay nag-unmute o napindot na unmute, tapos may mga noises sa paligid. So, yung mga kasama mo sa meeting, maririnig din kung ano yung background noise sa iyo. Ayan, so madi-distract. Okay? At maaring hindi nila marinig yung nagsasalita. Okay, so make sure na naka-mute ang iyong microphone kung hindi pa ikaw ang magre-report. Okay? So make your voice clear, moderate it well. or use yung chat box kung gusto mo na meron ka message or opinion or idea na gusto mo na kagad malaman ng host or nung facilitator ng meeting. No eating is a strict rule, although dun sa video ni Miss Adriana, sinasabi niya no eating most of the time. So bakit no eating? Kasi nga, you will be distracted. Madi-divide yung attention mo. Di ba? Nakikinig ka sa pinag-uusapan at the same time, ninanamnam mo ang iyong kinakain. Di ba? Anong pipiliin mo? Yung malaman mo anong pinag-uusapan or mabusog ka? Di ba? So, well, kung kaya mong gawin yon, why not? Okay? So, kaya no eating ang strict rule. Pero yun nga, sabi ni Miss Adria, dun sa video, sinasabi niya na most of the time. So katulad niya raw, so siya daw ay maraming back to back ang kanyang virtual meeting. So ay kailan pa siya kakain? Hindi ba? Pamula siguro sa 8 a.m. na kanyang time hanggang sa mag-aalas 12 na, puro virtual meeting siya. So you can request yan, the facilitator or yung host ng meeting, if pwede kang kumain while there are, yun nga, nag-start na sila ng discussion. I-off niya muna ang kanyang camera, naka-off muna while you are eating, and then sa kanya open kapag katapos na. O, you can do that. Or, kung ikaw naman ang facilitator, ikaw ang host ng meeting, you can inform the attendees if they can bring snacks or yung lunch nila, lalo na kung ang meeting na oras na kinuha mo, yung lunch break nga. So, sasabihin mo sa meeting invite na this is a working lunch, so bring your food you may eat during our meeting. Pero syempre, kung yung choice mo ng food na kakainin mo, syempre, wag naman yung maingay, yung chicharon ng kinakain mo, yung ganyan. O gano'n, kahit pa naka-mute ka, o kung naka-open naman ang camera mo, o di ba, so, and then, mahinhin ang pagkain, ayan. O kaya, i-off mo nga yung camera, ayan. So, remain seated and stay present nga, focused ka dapat. Yan. So, ngayon, correspondence na. So, yung business letter are formal letters. It is a correspondence na pwedeng within the business or outside. Yung letter na iyong gagawin or correspondence is addressed to people outside of your organization. So yun nga, either to client, to supplier, to partner organizations or businesses, or vice versa. So katulad ng inyong application letter, so may date, kailan ginawa ang application or ang business letter, a sender's name and address, ayan, may salutation, may body, at may closing paragraph. So, ang isang business letter or correspondence must ensure yung accuracy, yung laman, yung detalye. Should be accurate yung kung ang pinag-uusapan. For example, you received a complaint about the product or service that your company provided to a specific client. So, anong ibig sabihin ng accuracy? So, you have to read yung complaint letter na iyong ano ibang kino-complain. Okay? Hindi mo kaagad masasagot kung bakit, kunwari, bakit defective ang na-deliver na produkto sa kanila. So, you have to acknowledge yung letter ng either by email or gagawa ka mismo ng letter, ipiprint at ipapadala sa client. But most companies now, we use email. O kasi yung para less, paperless, yung gearing towards paperless transactions. Ayan, so sa email na lang sasagutin. Sometimes yun nga, yung mga clients, they also send yung kanilang complaint or issue, concern via email or social media account or through the social media account of the company. So, para to make sure na tama yung sagot mo sa kanya, you have to understand anong inirereklamo or what is being complained about. You will acknowledge it is important that the company will acknowledge the issue or concern inform the client that we have received your letter or your comment through our social media account, kung saan man, Instagram ba or FB, or through the website. Yan, or thank you for your email, o, kung pwedeng ganon. We acknowledge your concern about product number 5678. Ayan, delivered to you on, o, kailan na deliver. So, yung mga ganong detalye, that is important na para alam ni kliyente or whoever sent you the letter, kung natanggap nyo, na tama, di ba? Tama yung mga details. Okay? So, kailangan accurate. Or if you are preparing or yung letter mo, it's about a promotion na meron ang inyong kumpanya, you are giving, kunwari, 25% discount or 50% discount. Yan, may promotion. So, ipapadala niyo yan sa inyong mga kliyente o to avail of this promotion. Okay? So, kailangan you make sure na tama yung alin yung may discount. O, sometimes, hindi lahat naman ng produkto or hindi lahat ng services merong discount. So, your message should be clear. Nakalagay nga dyan, clear and concise, which is part of yung ating principles of effective communication. Hindi ba? Keep in mind that your purpose is to communicate the information and be understood by your reader. Clear and concise. Lagi, you always consider your audience. Kung midterm exam, your audience, yung inyong target audience, is the HR officer. Diba? You want to be interviewed. Yan. You want to be interviewed. And eventually, kung na-interview kayo, kayo yung ma-hire. Diba? Kayo ang ma-hire. Ngayon, sa inyong finals requirement naman, hindi na ang role nyo ay job applicant. Your role would become, you are the leaders of that organization, of that company. Okay? So kayo na ang nagmamanage ng kumpanya. So later, makikita nyo yung example. Okay, so always consider your audience. Ayan. Again, nakalagay dyan, stress specificity and accuracy. So every detail should be checked carefully before sending to the recipient. Still, diplomatic, respectful, should reflect the unique purpose and considerations involved. Yan, like the reader's feeling, o di ba, yung being flexible, empathy sa iyong audience. Part still ng principles of effective communication. So, in any correspondence or letter, may introductory paragraph, may details of the message, middle section, katulad ng ginawa nyo sa inyong application letter. And then may concluding paragraph. So concluding paragraph is either you are requesting an action, katulad ng ginawa nyo na sinabi nyo, na you are available anytime for interview at their convenience. So ini-inform mo ang HR or the reader of your application letter na available ka. So na nagpapa-thank you ka sa consideration nila or reading your application. Or ikaw, kung ikaw ang nagsulat ng letter na you are, ikaw ang may action na gagawin. Kunwari, yung pagsagot nga sa complaint letter, let me, sabihin mo na we will investigate your concern at our end and we'll get back to you in after 5 working days o kunwari or 3 working days. Abay, kailangan talagang babalikan mo. Kung sinabi mong 3 working days, iimbestigahan mo talaga and then you will write again another letter. O, ito po yung nangyari. O yan. So, i-itemize mo what happened or bakit ang na-deliver sa kanila ay defective product. Ayan. Okay? It is suggested that if you become part of, when you become part of an organization, suggestion is to read or review business letters and email examples ng inyong organization. In some organizations, they have template. May template sila. pagsagot sa client, pag-follow up sa supplier, or recommendation, transmittal, etc. May template. Pero kung wala, hindi try to find, ewan ko lang kung meron pang nagpa-file ng mga ng hard copy of business letters. Baka nga lahat nasa email na. So, of course, business letter or correspondence, laging formal ang language na ginagamit. However, the style of the letter depends on the relationship between the parties concerned. Kunwari, ang patadalhan ko ng email or ng letter is a friend, a very good friend. So, minsan medyo nagiging semi-formal siya because instead na sabihin ko, Dear Engineer, Dear Engineer, yan. Dear Engineer, Masangkay, kunwari, ganun. Dear Engineer, kaibigan mo naman siya, sabihin mo lang, Dear Angela, o kaya Hi Angela, ayan, o mga ganun. Okay, so ito yung ilan sa mga reasons ang bakit yan. Ano yung bakit we send business letters. So it is useful because produces a permanent record, lalo na kung yan ngay online. Sabi nga nila na kahit pa i-delete mo, dinilit mo na, double delete mo pa at kung ano pang delete ang ginawa mo, meron nakakapaghalukay pa rin o nagagawa ng paraan para mahanap. So it produces, kaya yun nga, think before you click. Think before you post anything sa inyong mga SOCMED accounts because lahat ng i-upload dyan ay dyan na yan forever. Ayan, okay? So it's confidential and formal. Bakit confidential? Because kung sino ang recipient, sino yung pangalan na nakalagay dun sa letter or sa email, ay siya lang dapat ang makakabasa nun. Okay? Delivers persuasive and well-considered messages. Yun nga, kanina, di ba? Clear, concise, you're thinking of your audience. Kailangan maintindihan. So, ayan, sabi dyan, whether you are writing text messages, email, memos, letters, and posts on social media in a professional context, you should be familiar with proper etiquette for using the internet. So, ang tawag doon, netiquette. Netiquette. So, ano ba yung, kung, di ba kanina, virtual meeting etiquette, when you're attending a virtual meeting, ano yung mga do's and don'ts? Yan. Ito naman, netiquette, right manner, or protocol for communication on the internet. So, when you become part of an organization, bukod sa bibigyan ka ng company ID, yan, di ba? Bibigyan ka rin ng email ng kumpanya. So, you use that email for business purposes only. So, syempre, mayroon kang sariling your personal email. Yun yung para sa friends, sa family, and other personal business. Pero yung email na ibibigay sa iyo ng iyong company, that is for work purposes. Okay? You are an extension or a representative of the company. Okay? So, dapat the way you speak, the way you relate with people, especially outside of the organization, should reflect ano ba yung values ng kumpanya. Ayan, okay? So pagsusulat, we should observe yung etiquette or protocol of writings, clear, concise, constructive, and professional. You cannot rant. Okay? Yung pwedeng mura-murahin, pagalitan, yung supplier, yung laging pa rin, professional yung dating. Kahit nagagana, iinis ka na, yung supplier nyo, sinabi, ganito, i-deliver, pero hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin. So, nadidelay na yung project. So, that happens. Okay? So, still, pag nagsulat, yung pwedeng why? Naka-all caps ka, naka-red ang iyong wag ganon. Hindi yun professional ang dating. Alright? No, kailangan diplomatic ka pa rin. So, ganun din sa texting or yung you send a message or ikaw nakatanggap ng message, you choose your words carefully. Especially if the message you receive or the message you will send, it's related to the business of what you are doing. Nasa field ka, you are overseeing construction, okay, of something. Naka-receive ka ng text sa iyong boss or naalala mo, ay, kailangan ko palang ipadala itong inform ko si manager or the president o kung ano man. Tinext mo siya or you message. So, dapat ay, ayun nga, choose your words, yung terms, abbreviations, o yan, appropriate symbols and codes. O kahit pa yan ay sa text or message, yung sa messenger. Email, okay, email. Teka lang, let me share with you an example ng isang email. So, marami nga sa mga kumpanya ngayon, wala pa. They prefer yung message or letter ay through email. Email na lang. Kasi nga, yun nga, less sa paper, makakatipid sa papel, at saka mas mabilis. Mas mabilis kung via email siya. Yan, ayaw na. Ito na lang muna. Ayaw pa eh. Kaya ayaw na. Mahina nga internet connectivity rito. Ay, buhay. Okay. So sa email, magko-compose ka, 'di ba? Dun sa mga nakatry na gumawa ng email sa inyong Gmail account, 'di ba? Pag nag-click kayo ng compose, merong to. May box ng so kanino mo i-address ang iyong email. So ita-type mo doon email address ng person or persons or group of people kung sino dapat makareceive ng iyong email. Yung CC, ano yung CC? Cross copy. So sino yung gusto mong may kopya o makaalam ng ipapadala mong email. So not necessarily na may action silang gagawin. Usually, kunwari, you are emailing your teammates. So lahat ng email address ng teammates mo nandun sa to. Sa CC, gusto mong alam ng iyong supervisor ano yung message mo sa iyong teammates. Supervisor or department manager. So not necessarily na may action silang gagawin yung sa CC. Meron pang isa, BCC. Si BCC, ayun ay hidden, pwede mong ilagay doon, if you want, pangalan mo, yung your email address. So, makaka-receive ka rin ng email, pupunta sa inbox mo, bukod sa meron ka sa sent mail. Yun. Ayan, teka. Okay. Can you see it now, engineers? May nakikita na ba kayo sa inyong screen? Yes. Okay. So, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, ito. Sino ang nakaka-copy? So, mai-inform si Dean Rosales. Tapos, nilagay ko yung email address ko para pag pinadala ko tong email na to, meron din akong kopya sa aking inbox. Kasi pag wala yung aking email dyan, nasa sent mail. Okay, nandun lang. O di, kung gusto, pwede din namang wala. Hindi to required. Yan. Hindi naman yan required. Kung gusto mo lang na instead na hahanapin mo sa sent mail, meron ka sa inbox mo. Ayan. Ang iba, instead of writing or putting the email addresses of the people, o yung marami, yung team mo nga, marami ang papadalhan. Dito nila nilalagay sa BCC. So, pag natanggap nila yung email na galing sa'yo, walang address dito sa to, kunwari, wala din yung CC, hindi nila alam sino yung mga pinadalahan mo. So, may marireceive sila. Ginagawa yun ng iba to prevent the recipients of the email to, when they respond, yung reply to all. Kasi minsan ginagawa, nakita ang dami ng ng recipient dun sa to. Ang nangyayari, reply to all. Unless na sinabi ng sender of the email na please reply, copied everyone. O di reply to all lang gawin mo. Pero pag walang ganung instruction, ibig sabihin, pwede mang yung sagot mo or yung update mo doon sa kanyang kung tungkol man saan ang kanyang email ay para lang sa sender ng email. Okay, at this is, may laman na. So, after mong malagay, sino yung addressee mo, kanino mo, lalagyan mo dapat ng subject. Di ba dito? Ayan, wala pa yung subject tungkol saan ang iyong email. What is it about? Okay, so now, ang email is about safe zone training. So, bakit ang salutation, dear colleagues? Bakit hindi dear Dean Rosales? Or dear Ma'am Lara? Bakit hindi ganun? Kasi, kung sino yung nasa to, yun talaga ang kailangan ng action. Sila yung concerned party. Ayan. Bakit dear colleagues? Kasi yung hindi specific yung tao. Grupo ito ng tao, HRMO. So it's a department. So it's the whole department. So whoever are the members of this department, sila yung kailangang umaksyon. So ang subject nga is about safe zone training. So sinasabi dito, magkakaroon uli ng training. So ito yung link to register and anong action na gagawin. Please let me know if you will attend. Ayan. Okay. Ayan, sincerely. Okay. So yun. Kaya dear colleagues, kasi isang grupo yan. Ganun din. Kunwari, kahit yan ay mga pangalan ng iyong mga teammates o email addresses ng iyong teammates, pwede mo rin sabihin yan na dear colleagues kasi ang dami. Alam nga namang dear lahat na Angela, Alexandra, Nicole, etc. Diba? So pwede mong sabihin dear colleagues or dear teammates. Yon, kung marami. Pero kung isa lang tao, ay di sasabihin mo yung kunwari naka-address kay Dean. Yung nasa 2, kay Dean Rosales naka-address, lalagay mo dyan, Dear Dr. Rosales, or kaya Dear Dean Rosales, yan, yung mga, or Dear Engineer Rosales, kasi registered civil engineer, si Dean. Ayan, so this one is a follow-up email, letter, naka-address kay Ma'am Gail, ganun kay Ma'am Lara. So si Ma'am Lara dyan, I think siya ay CC. Okay, si Ma'am Gail ang talagang recipient. O katulad yung sinabi kanina, formal pa rin ang iyong language na gagamitin, pero yung style of your letter ay pwedeng medyo semi-formal, o pati yung how you greet. O kami ni Ma'am Gail ay friends. Ayan, so kaya yan, nakalagay yan, dear, ano ba nakalagay? Hello Gail. Ayan, hello, instead na, dear Professor Gail, or Professor Ahena, or dear Mrs. Ahena. So dahil friends kami, so okay lang sa kanya, tawagin ko siya on first name basis kaming dalawa. Ayan, okay, so yan. Another example, ayan. So, laging merong subject. You have to let your recipient know what your email is about. Bago pa niya mabasa yung laman ng iyong email, merong idea na kagad. Kasi 'di ba, pagka nakaka-receive ng email, ang makikita is yung recipient tapos tungkol saan. Hindi naman unless na i-click, saka palang bubukas at malalaman kung ano ang nilalaman. So, importante na naglalagay ng subject. What is it about? Para mabigyan ng idea ang inyong recipient, the purpose of your email. Okay, so this time, it's about the memorandum of agreement. So, nagpa-follow up siya about the memorandum of agreement that yung team ni Ma'am Gail will prepare. So, nung previous meeting nila, napag-agrihan, will create o prepare a memorandum of agreement na pipirmahan ng both parties na nag-agree. Yeah, so, base sa meeting nila, yung grupo ni na Ma'am Gail ang mag-create ng memorandum of agreement. So, yun yung pina-follow up niya. Okay, so let me go back to my slides. Ayan, so email, ito yung mga principles that you follow. Yung reply all sparingly, avoid using all caps. Yan, kasi pag naka-all caps yan, kind of sinisigawan mo yung recipient ng iyong email. Unless it's really, really urgent, kailangan yung attention niya or attention nila. Minsan ang ginagawa ng iba, naka-all caps, naka-red pa. O para talaga, this is very urgent. Yan. Avoid sending with large files. So dapat matuto mag-zip ng file. In some organizations, may limit kung hanggang gaano kalaking files ang pwede mong isend sa kanila. So yung iba, pagka lumampas na sa limit, babalik sa'yo yung email mo, unsent. Unsent siya, ibig sabihin tumalbog, hindi tinanggap noong yung kung saan mo pinadala yung email, hindi na tinanggap. O kaya kung puno na ang email, yung katulad dito sa BSU, pag napupuno ang drive, pagka kasi may mga attachments, ayan ay malaki ang kinakain na sa drive mo. Okay, so memo, in-house, or company document. So yung mga letters na aking mga binanggit, ayun, pwede nga yung outside of the organization ang pinadalan mo ng email o pwede rin colleagues mo within the organization. Ito namang memo, usually used yan, asking and giving information, merong bagong policy or an update on the policy, company policies, or nagre-report ang memo. So ang memo is usually addressed of course, so members of the organization, walang tagalabas. Yung iba kasing letter, pwedeng naka-address sa, yun nga, supplier, client, partner organizations. Okay, so ganon. So, itong, I'll share. Yan, this one. So, this is an example of a memo. So it is from the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Kanina naka-address to all students of subject wearing of prescribed uniform. So nung 2023, ganito ang corporate letterhead or corporate paper ng BSU. Ganyan. May 120, nandiyan yung pangalan. Yep. Ito yung contact details. This is an example bukod sa memo of a corporate letter or letterhead, corporate paper. Kasi noong 2023, BSU celebrated its 120th foundation. Ayan, okay. So, in 1903, naging training school lang siya dati, training school. In 1968, it became a state college. In 1968, in 2001, it became a state university. And in 2022, naging the National Engineering University. Okay. So this is another example of a memo. So this time, ang recipient, members of the academic council. O, sino yung mga faculty members yan na member ng academic council. Anong subject, tungkol saan ang memo about meeting, okay? Notice of meeting. So ito ay online, virtual ang meeting. Merong binigay na link. Yan. Again, merong memorandum order number. So each year, pag magpapadala ng memo, merong parang control number o pang ilan na to for this year. Kaya nakalagay dyan, memo order number 14, series of 2023. Okay? So let's go back here. Yan. These are some of the letters na ginagawa na naka-address outside of the organization. So, katulad ng inyong ginawang application letter, so yan is personal yan. So, if, for example, you are, nagtuturo ka muna, o habang iniintay mo yung application mo, yung in-applyan mo sa industry, eh, meron ka pa palang a-applyan while teaching at Batangas State University. So you cannot use, you should not, you should not use yung letterhead or corporate paper ng isang organization in applying to another organization. Dapat plain paper lang yan. Plain white paper. Yun, ganun lang. Hindi mo pwedeng gamitin. Kasi lilipat ka nagbabala kang lumipat. So that is a personal business. Hindi yun related sa business na ginagawa mo o trabahong ginagawa mo sa organization. Okay? So, yan, transmittal, recommendation, complaint, or petition, yan, that could be used. Yung letterhead ng kumpanya could be used in writing yung communication or letter to another entity or organization. So, observe 7 parts. So, syempre, yun nga, isusulat mo, itatype mo iyong correspondence sa letterhead or corporate paper ng organization. Syempre, nandyan yung yung name of the recipient, their address, date, huwag kakalimutan ang date, at may salutation. Ayan, tapos na. Ngayon naman, ang i-discuss ko, i-share ko sa inyo in relation to what we have discussed, sa communication for work purposes, your final exam or requirements ay ito. Each team will submit a project or product proposal. So, anong mga nakalagay sa inyong bago yung proposal, may company profile. So, each team will decide ano yung company name, logo, business address, slogan ninyo. So, ayan yung mga gagawa rin kayo ng sarili yung vision, mission, anong nature of your business, history, kailan establish, organizational structure, tapos bago pa ang proposal. So, sabi ko nga sa inyo earlier, during midterm, ay kayo job applicant pa lang. Pero sa finals, kayo ang mga officers of the organization. Ayan. Okay? So, yun yung gagawin. So, katulad ng midterm, there will be 2 parts. You will submit a hard copy, printed copy of your company profile and project proposal. And online, ang sasubmit nyo ay one member of the team will submit yung slide presentation at saka self and peer evaluation. Each one of you will submit again. Since this is a team activity, may bagong self and peer evaluation. All right. So, sabi ko 2 parts. So, may hard copy na isasubmit, tapos may presentation. Ipipresent ng bawat team ang kanilang project proposal. Okay? So ito na ngayon, ngayong 2024, this is now the letterhead of Bat State U. Yang nakikita nyo ngayon. Logo, name of the university and its contact details. So nasa footer, yung yung slogan, leading innovations, transforming lives, building the nation. So let me share with you yung example of a project proposal. Ito. Can you see it? May nakikita na ba kayo sa inyong screens? Yes, okay. So this was prepared by civil engineering students noong 2021. Freshman din, nakatulad nyo ngayon. O, yan yung mga members. Okay, ang pangalan ng kanilang company, ano to, Better Builder Construction Company. Okay, so ayan. Kasi sila, o yan. Diba? Yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, yung earlier document, o ito, kung ano yung nandun, narito sa kanilang table of contents. Okay, so ano yung mission? So kailangan may mission, merong vision, hindi ba? So in any organization, laging may ganito kasi ito yung guide nila. Katulad nyo rin, di ba? Meron kayong vision sa inyong sarili. Your vision is you are accepting your diploma. Yun ang visualize nyo sa sarili nyo. You are graduating on time. Umaakyat kayo ng stage. Nag-a-accept ng inyong diploma. Ayan. And then, ang next vision ay, ang unang vision pala ay binibigyan kayo ng medalya kasi cum laude kayo or magna cum laude or summa cum laude. And then, the diploma. Diba? Yun ang vision nyo. Okay. Yung mission, so yung vision, ano yung gusto nyong mangyari sa inyong business? So, the top choice. O yan, kunwari, to be the top choice or the, ano ba, company of choice, kunwari, in the design, engineering, something, in the next, in 50 years. So, pwedeng mabago yan. Pag na-achieve nyo na ang inyong vision, babago ka na uli ng vision for your company and as well as your mission. So, ang mission is what the business is doing right now to achieve its vision. Okay? So, katulad nyo, vision nyo, tumatanggap ng diploma, pumasa sa board. So, ginagawa nyo ang lahat ng makakaya nyo ngayon para pumasa sa lahat ng naka-enroll nyong courses. Diba? Para makagraduate on time. Yun ang ginagawa. Yun ang mission. Diba? Mission. Impossible. No, it's possible. Mission possible. Okay? So, ayan. May company nature. So, anong klaseng kumpanya ang inyong itatayo? Anong klaseng kumpanya? Sila ay construction company. May history din. No? Kailan na-establish? Sinong nag-establish? Anong mga pinagdaanan? Ng mga... Okay? Ito yung organizational structure na sinasabi. So, nakalagay dyan, sino-sino yung mga officers of the company. O, syempre, di kayo yon, your team. Okay, may CEO, may COO, CFO, CTO, legal officer, yan. So, sila yan. Yung, kung nakita nyo, dito sa baba ng first floor ng Siafa Building, bago kayo pumasok ng kantin sa bandang kanan na wall, I think meron dong tarpaulin, nakalagay doon yung organizational structure ng BAT State U. So, nakalagay president. So, nakalagay ba doon? Hindi ko alam kung nakasulat ang pangalan ni Dr. Tirso Ronquillo. So, kung nakasulat, siyempre, president, si Dr. Tirso Ronquillo, sino yung mga subordinates niya? Mga vice chancellors. Okay, so, ang mga college, deans of colleges ba, direct kay president, pwede, or under ba sila ng vice chancellors? So I don't know, pero ganun yung organizational structure. So kung kayo ay maglalagay ng picture sa inyong organizational structure, please make sure na naka-business attire. Ang picture, katulad nitong mga estudyante na to, naka-business attire. Kasi nga, you are the officers of your organization. Kailangan presentable. Di ba? Presentable pa rin. Professional ang dating. Kung hindi lahat, hindi natin maiwasan, hindi lahat merong available na picture na naka-business attire, di wag na lang maglagay ng picture. Pwede namang pangalan lang and then the title or your position. Pwede yon. Pwede yon. Okay? So ayusin nyo lang yung inyong organizational structure. O ano daw yung produkto nila. So ito daw, construction materials, material handling equipment, solar road studs, yan, ang mga produkto. Plus, nag-o-offer pa, may services din. Project management, construction, tender, design, client representation, quality, etc. Completed projects, construction company nga eh. So ito daw, sila daw yung nag-construct ng Marcelo Fernan Bridge from March to December. Yan. Okay? Ito daw, Runway Manila. Meron pa silang, may description pa. May picture pa. Itong Skyway Stage 3. Baka, nakalimutan nilang lagyan from when to when nila nakumpleto. Kasi sabi dito, completed projects eh. So, kailan nakumpleto to? Itong solar-powered light emitting bike lanes, yan. Kailan nangyari? Kailan natapos? Ayan. So ito na yung project proposal, background. So yung background of your proposal is you have to observe, to read, to research, to ask, ano ba yung need ng iba-ibang industries na mangangailangan ng mga mechanical engineers. So should be related to your program. Ano yung need? Kunwari sa tourism, travel and tourism industries, automotive industries, health and wellness industry, agricultural, food, food, agriculture, or environment. Yan. Aling area, aling industry, or oil and gas, yun pa pala, oil and gas, na may makikita kayo na need, na kailangan na masolusyonan. Ayun, ito yung purpose ng inyong project proposal. So, iyan yung background. Sinasabi nyo dyan, ano yung nakita nyo na kakulangan o pangangailangan ng certain industry or industries. So, ayan. So, description ng project mismo, cost. So, hindi lang yung materials na gagamitin, you have also to consider yung manpower cost. Okay, manpower cost. Okay? Timetable, sa pamula sa preparation, sa drawing, approval, permits, hanggang sa execution. Specification ng mismo project. Illustration, ayan, yan. Ganyan daw itsura. Okay? Ayun. Okay? So, that's it. Isasubmit nyo yan. Hard copy. Long bond paper. Okay? So, another example, bakit ito ay nasa online? Itong next example, yung A-Green, I think this is 2022. So, full online kami nun. Walang face-to-face. Okay, full online. Noong 2022, that was the time na allowed nang bumalik ang mga faculty. Okay. Ang pag-hold ng online classes dito na sa BSU instead na sa bahay. So kahit full online, the faculty members have to report sa BSU in 2022. Kaya yung lahat ng mga assessment online ginagawa at sinasubmit. Ngayon, hindi na kaya. Kasi, yun nga, limited yung space, yung drive space. O parang instead na si BSU, dati kasi yung binili sa Google ay yung unlimited and drive space. Nung bumalik na I think itong 2023, bumalik dun sa basic na tig 10 GB lang. 10 GB lang. Ayan. Okay, so yan. Anyways, this is I think 2022. So ito yung pangalan ng kumpanya, A-Green. So ano naman ang business nila? So sila ay magsilang ang company nature, a manufacturing company that focuses on the production of portable agricultural machine. Yun ang kanilang nature. So history of the company, kailan nagsimula, ito yung organizational structure. So pwedeng wala na to kasi nilagyan pa nila ano yung role ng kanilang kumpanya. Ng mga officers, pwedeng wala yan. Huwag nang lagyan. Pwede. Ang importante is yung organizational structure. Sino-sino ang mga officers. Okay? Ayan, naka-business attire ha. O, picture na nilagay. Ito daw yung mga produkto nila. Yan. Okay? Products. So, completed projects, dahil sila nga ay supplier of agricultural machines, so yung unlike doon sa construction, sa civil engineering, susupply lang sila. So, may mga companies, organization na mag-o-order ng kanilang mga produkto, agricultural machine. So, ito, nilista nila. Yung nilagay nila dito, I believe they are fabricated names, itong clients nila. Okay, so ang suggestion ko, wag na kayong mag-fabricate ng mga ang ilagay nyo, yung mga kilalang kumpanya. Yun na. Ang i-impress nyo na, you would like to show your client or your investors na itong mga malalaking kumpanya na to ay nagtiwala sa amin. So, ibig sabihin, we can deliver. Kung ano man yung namin, itong project na aming pinopropose sa inyo, we can deliver it. Kasi itong mga kumpanya na to, nagtiwala. Meralco, San Miguel, Petron, SMDC, BDO, DM Consunji, ayan. Tesla, ilagay nyo. Bakit hindi? Hindi ba? Kung yung mga kumpanya na yun, sa tingin, mangangailangan ng inyong produkto, lagay. Okay. So yan, nilagay nila, yung in-order, ilang units, at kailan nila na fulfill yung delivery. So itong date completion, ang ibig lang sabihin yan, kailan nila na-deliver completely yung in-order sa kanilang units. Yan. So kung service yan, katulad nung sa civil engineering, nakalagay doon yung ano yung pangalan ng project, kailan nagsimula at natapos. Nakalagay doon. Sino ang kliyente? Pwedeng ilagay sino yung kliyente. I think nasa description kung sino yung kliyente. So ito na yung background of their proposal. Description. Ito yung materials. Sa cost, ang nakalimutan nila dito is yung manpower cost. So ang nilagay lang nila dito is yung materials or parts that will be used in manufacturing or producing yung ano nga ba yung kanilang seed incubator yung kanila. So you have also to consider may manpower cost pa rin siya. Yung kulang dito, parts lang yung nilagay, but meron niyang manpower cost, may VAT pa, may tax. So ito, net of VAT. Wala pa yung VAT, wala pa ang margin. So margin is magkano, ilang percentage ang kita na ipapatong ng kumpanya. Wala pa. So ito very basic pa yan. Hindi pa yun yung So very basic cost of the nila? Seed incubator. So that is their may flow chart pa. Okay. So, kailangan pa rin mag-research, mag-observe, engineers. Yeah. Any question? Clarification? Teka lang, meron pa pala akong isi-share, isa pa. So, this is, again, a team activity. So, merong bagong self and peer evaluation. Ayan, this time, 100 points siya. Also, 20% of your score na matatanggap will come from the total score you will receive from your teammates. Okay? So, the first three criteria, tig 20 points. 20 points each. First three criteria, quality of work, commitment to team, leadership, 20 points. Ang perfect. Yung next four, responsibility, abilities, communication, personality, 10 points each. Kaya total, 100. Ayan, ha, engineers? So, just like the peer evaluation na natanggap nyo before, anong instruction dyan? Write the name of the team members in each column in alphabetical order. O, ayan ha, ang sample. In alphabetical order ba ang members ng aking team? Ha, engineers? In alphabetical order ba? Oh, meron kasi ako mga hindi lang sa section nyo, sa iba pang block, parang di marunong mag-alphabetize eh. Or nagmamadali, basta na lang ang alam lang yung first name, yung last name di alam. Ang nakalagay dyan, in alphabetical order starting with last name. Oh, ha? Kitang-kita sa example, engineers. Yung huling column, sarili mo. Nasa huling column. Ha, engineers? O, anong sinabing pangalawang instruction? Naka-bold na, naka-all caps pa, naka-underline. O, pagka naman na nakalimutan pa yan, rate yourself and your teammates. Kapag nakalimutan mong i-rate ang sarili mo, ay di zero ka. Hindi na ako magtatanong, ano ang iyong binigay na score sa sarili? Wala nang ganun. Ha? Kung wala kalimutan mong ilagay ang sarili mo, ay di zero. O, zero. May score ka sa mga teammates mo, di sila ang may score. Ikaw, zero. Ha, engineers? I'm sure very clear. Ito ay example lang ha. Ang suggestion ko sa inyo, as soon as ma-receive nyo itong documents na to, i-download nyo na. Itong self and peer evaluation. I-download nyo na and then i-type nyo na ang mga pangalan ng inyong teammates in alphabetical order. Ha? Napakalinaw. Okay. So, first three criteria, 20 points ang perfect score. Ang next four criteria, tig 10 points lang. Kaya ang total, 100. Kung perfect ang bibigay mong score sa kanila or sa iyong sarili. So, ito total. Ha, nasa instruction din. Well, make sure to add and write the total points. Hindi ako ang magto-total niyan. That is your responsibility. Kung walang total yan, i-zero ko na lang. Kahit may points yan, hindi ka naglagay ng ako pa ba ang mag-a-add, engineers, ha? Na may instruction sa inyo eh. Hindi ko naman sinabi, I will add or I will do that addition of your scores. Aba naman. Hindi ba, engineers? So, that is your responsibility. Pag wala kang total dyan, sa binigay mong score sa iyong mga teammates at sa iyong sarili, ay di zero. Hindi ko yan i-add. Okay, hindi ko siya i-add. Ha? Kasi that is your responsibility. It's not mine. Maliwanag naman sa instruction eh. Hindi ba? Am I clear, engineers? Am I clear? Yes. Okay. Yan ha, maliwanag ang usapan natin in alphabet. Pwede nyo itong baguhin. Ginawa ko lang na parang neon blue, pero gawin yung black. O pag sinulat nyo na yung mga pangalan ng inyong teammates and yourself. Okay? Napakaliwanag ng instruction. So as soon as you receive this document, ayan, download na, i-plot na ang pangalan ng mga teammates. Babalikan nyo na lang kapag isasubmit na. Ayan, kapag isasubmit na. Okay? So, anong gagawin? So, ang first mock job interview schedule natin will be on, kailan ba tayo? Tuesday. So, Tuesday. So, team 1, be ready. So, anong gagawin ng ibang teams na hindi pa i-interviewin? Ay, di, ito ang gagawin nyo. Do not waste our time. Use our time planning for your final exam or requirement. O baka akala nyo, madali lang, magpa-fabricate lang ng mga dates and Abay, hindi. Mag-research kayo. Anong klaseng kumpanya? O anong project? Anong nakikita nyong kailangan na dapat na may solusyon? O mamili kayo sa mga industries na meron tayo ngayon. Saan ba kayo kailangan as mechanical engineers? Okay? So, stop sharing ko na to. So, later, ma-receive nyo na to, pati yung 2 samples na aking ipinakita. If you want more samples, I have itong hard copy na sinabit sa akin last year. Meron akong ilan dito. If you want to check a few more example, then visit me here sa faculty room. Yeah. Okay? So, yun yan. So, part 1, part 2 rin. So, may presentation. So, isasubmit ang hard copy. Sa online, ang isasubmit ay yung self and peer evaluation. Yun lang yung isasubmit sa online. Pero ang team leader pala will submit the, ano ba yun? Yung slide presentation, PowerPoint or Canva, kung saan yung man gagawin. Kasi nga, merong actual presentation of the proposal. Ayun. So, any question or clarification about what we have discussed today? Engineers, meron bang tanong? So, kung wala naman, then maraming salamat sa inyong pagtsatsaga, sa inyong attendance ngayong araw na to. I really appreciate it very much. And then I will see you team 1, I will see you on Tuesday. Be ready to be interviewed sa ating mock job. So review yung mga naka-upload na mga documents, yung questions na shinare ko sa inyo, and some of also of the question will be that will be asked of you as yung anong sinulat nyo dun sa inyong application and resume. Yon. So kung ano nakasulat doon, doon ako magbe-base ng some of the questions na itatanong ko sa inyo. So review that. Okay, review your documents, application documents. Okay, ang business attire, engineers, huwag kakalimutan. Ang itsura, polished, di ba? Ladies, put on a little makeup. Yan, gentlemen, and ladies na rin, susuklayin naman ang buhok. Okay? Yeah. So that's it. Engineers, maraming salamat uli sa inyo. Please take care of yourselves. Yung mga uuwi ng kanilang mga probinsya or lugar. Ingat para hindi magkasakit, hindi mapahamak or something, maka-attend ng klase. Ha? Yeah. Thank you very much. Take care. God bless you. And I'll see you on Tuesday, team 1. Okay? So, pag natapos ang team 1, yung pala, engineers, in case, kunwari, nakaschedule kayo sa Tuesday, nagkasakit ka. Siyempre, hindi mo control yun. Nagkasakit ka, nawala ng kuryente, may emergency sa family, let me know na hindi ka pala makaka-attend ng schedule mo. So, di ilalagay kita sa ibang schedule. Okay, pero dapat, kung nakaschedule ka sa week na to, kunwari, next week, nakaschedule ka next week, dapat within that week ka rin, may interview. Hindi nalalampas pa. Hindi lalampas ng week na yun. Pwedeng kasabay ka nung next team na interviewin or ibang oras tayo. Later in the day. Kaya kunwari, kung 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, gano'n. Let me know. Kung may problema, kaya hindi ka makaka-attend ng mock job interview. So what I will do, ilan ba ang team 1? Ilan ba kayo? 10 or siyam? Team 1. Any representative of team number 1? Kung 10, so 3 at a time. So in alphabetical order. Yes, Renz.
Ma'am, from team 1 po.
Oo. Ilan kayo, Renz?
9 po.
9. O, di pwedeng 3 at a time. So, hopefully, every 30 minutes, 30 minutes lang ang aking, ang makukonsume natin sa 3 aplikante. Panel, panel ang ano. So, para matapos natin ng maaga yung yung mga interviews. So, ang gagawin nga ng ibang teams, plan, meet with your teammates, plan about your final exam requirement. Okay? Sige, mga anak. Please, maraming salamat. God bless you. Dismiss. Okay? Bye, engineers.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Ingat
so
kayo,
much
ha?
po, ma'am.